Hello, everyone, and welcome to Therapeutic Wisdom from the AKASH on Awoken TV. If you have not been to Awoken TV before, please check it out at www.awoken.tv, or you can find Awoken TV on the App Store. And what is Awoken TV? Awoken TV is like a spiritual and metaphysical Netflix, and you can find films from conscious filmmakers, other shows like this, courses from light workers who are here to change the planet, to assist you on your metaphysical and spiritual journey. Please say hello if you're hopping on. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm just going to quickly dive in to the Facebook page to make sure everything's looking good today. And then I'm going to take a moment to share this out. We are going to be doing some readings tonight, some card readings. We're going to be talking about how you can use oracle card decks to assist you with your intuitive practice and with your healing journey. And I am going to, hi Sherry, good to see you, love. Thanks for being here. How was your Christmas? And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of those who celebrate. Definitely let me know where you're tuning in from. If you guys are tuning in on Emerge Healing and Wellness Facebook page or the Akashic Academy, just know that if you guys are looking for cards or readings tonight, I am not going to see your comments unless you post them live on the Awoken TV Facebook page, okay? So I'm happy to get to your comments after the live, especially if you tag me on those other pages, but obviously you wouldn't get a live reading in that case. So tonight's definitely a night to jump over to the Awoken TV page if you have not done so already. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick moment to share this out because I want everybody who is looking for some additional guidance and love to get that tonight. And I'm just going to share this to a couple groups. So let me know how you guys are doing. How's your holiday season going? It was so good. It was so nice, so relaxing. My parents left today. Just lots of cozy, snuggly time, right? Oh, love that. It's my favorite. I just wrote a post today that I don't even think I've posted yet, to be honest with you. That was about like, what do you consider luxury, right? And I consider luxury just being cozy with my family in front of the fire and not having to think about anything else and just really being able to relax and be in the present moment, right? So, one of the things that I'm going to ask you guys to do is let me know what experience you have with oracle cards. Do you use tarot cards? Do you use oracle cards? Do you use affirmation cards? There's lots of different ways that we can use this. So, let me know what you use, or let me know what your favorite deck is. I'm always interested in learning about what people's favorite deck is because I find this to be not just a fun aspect of the spiritual practice, but it's also such a powerful tool that helps us. And you know what? I used to think that getting powerful tools like this was just fun. Like I thought, oh, it's just really fun to get like crystals and all this fun stuff, right? But it truly is an aid to our practice. And as humans, it can be really, really challenging. Hi, Vanessa. Oh, first timer. Thank you so much for being here. I used to go to West Virginia skiing all the time because I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I used to go down there to ski at Canaan Valley. And I think it was called Timberline right next to it. Oh, I loved it so much. The snow down there was so awesome. All right, this is my last share out, friends. And then I'm just going to pay full attention to you. You guys have me for, I'm going to stay on a little bit longer tonight because I'm doing some reading. So I want to offer you the opportunity to really get some questions answered if you'd like, or some guidance from spirit. Okay. So, hi, Rachel. Oh, star seeds. I love that you said that because I was picking up my decks for tonight, and that one was like staring me in the face after I picked out my decks. And I was like, I just spent time with you the other day. Just wait a minute. I love that deck so, so much. That's so powerful. I'm really happy you have that one. Moonology, I've heard really, really good things about. Really good things. Akashic Tarot, see, I've heard about that multiple times and I've looked into it several times, especially because I'm an Akashic Records practitioner. Um, and it's on my wish list. It's on my wish list. But I did get a couple other ones, some Lemurian starseed decks for Christmas that I love. But I haven't gotten super comfortable with them yet, so I'm not using those tonight. But I'm happy to do that another time if you guys are interested. Okay. Starseed Oracle, yes, Sherry. Hi, Jean. Thanks so much for being here. And where are you from in Delaware? I went to Bethany Beach for years, probably 15 years in a row. I went there with my family. So let me just tell you guys a little bit about the decks that I have available to us tonight, but also I want to tell you guys a little bit about Oracle cards in general. So what do you guys use them for? What do you use the Oracle card decks for? So for me, I used them for a while for, and I'm shuffling here. Let me know if that gets in the way and you have trouble hearing me, okay? But hi, Carolyn. Thanks for being here, honey. So for a while, I just used them as affirmations, really. You know, I pulled them in the morning. It would offer me some guidance and an intention for the day. And that was beautiful because it really allowed myself to pull myself back, almost like a mantra to return to on a regular basis during the day so that I could keep myself centered and aligned with spirit, right? And with my soul's path and my soul's intention for the day. Okay, so that was one of the ways that I did it. I've also used them as journal prompts, which I find is really powerful because we can pull any card we want, right? But I don't I think it's good to not just read what the deck says or what the book says, okay? Because we really want to be able to use this as practice for enhancing our intuitive abilities, right? We're really good with our five senses. We're human beings. That's how we experience our world. That's how we understand our world. But when we use oracle decks, we have the opportunity to tune into that sixth sense, that third eye, that intuitive wisdom, and that connection with our higher self and our spirit team, right? So you can pull something. And so, for instance, this is Matt Kahn's deck, the Healing Mantra deck. That's one of the ones I'm going to be using tonight. Yes, Rachel, that's how I used to do it, was just for a booster reassurance. And that's a great way to use them. That's definitely one way to use them for sure. But I also find that it's really helpful, particularly when you're in the space of the Akashic Records or in transcendental meditation, and you're having trouble bringing things through, or you feel like you have a block. At that point, no matter what meditative space you're in, grab an oracle deck and pull a card and allow that to be like a catalyst for shifting and heightening your awareness to bring forward more and more details of what you'd like to come through. And the other thing is, if we pull a card and it says, "My heart will love again," just take that and write it down on a piece of paper. Close your eyes, get into a meditative space. Typically, that requires at least 3 deep breaths, but ideally 7 breaths, right? Focusing on your third eye, releasing outside distractions, letting go of your ego and the mind's chatter, at least temporarily. And if it comes back in, you know, you can recenter. And then just allow yourself to automatic write on that statement. You don't have to think through it. You don't have to analyze it. It doesn't have to be complete sentences. Just allow it to flow. Okay. So that's another way that you can use oracle cards. And typically, when you get an oracle card deck, you're going to have a book that comes with it where it gives you examples of different spreads that you can do. So you can do spreads of past, present, future, and ask a particular question, and then have the card's knowledge or wisdom answer that question for you. I very rarely ask a question when I use oracle cards. Typically, what I do is I just pull a card and I allow the universe to decide what it is I need to receive or understand in that moment. When I come in with my own agenda, I feel like it interferes sometimes. So I really like to keep it open and allow whatever message needs to come forward at that time. So let's see what Donna says here. I started with cards just to learn a modality. Then it went to pendulum, then Akashic Records, and now dowsing. Yay! Celebrating you. The cards used to really drain me. So now I use them just for fun, but I love your idea of using them from a journal prompt. Yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah, you can, and you can reawaken them, right? And there's all sorts of spreads. I mean, you can use 7-card spread. You can do a 3-card spread. You can do the cross, right? Do a spread with the cross. And basically what you do is you end up kind of telling a story, right? You tell a story from card 1 all the way through to the end. And it's almost like you're bringing through a language from the spiritual realm that you might not be able to always understand when you're in meditation or in the Akashic Records, even if they channel through light language for you, say, right? Which I love light language. It's so powerful. So, but this is another way that they're communicating with us, right? And it's tangible. And we always feel safer and more grounded when we have something tangible as human beings doing these practices. Okay. So let me know if you guys have questions about how to use them. I'm going to show you how I use the cards, and you can tell me if you use them differently or if you have any questions, okay? So like I said, the 3 decks I have the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. In terms of asking for readings, you guys can ask for readings in just a moment. Not quite yet. I have Whispers of Healing by Angela Hartfield. I really, really like this one. It's a beautiful deck. Really good wisdom. And this one is a short and sweet one. Hold on, I put the top over somewhere else. This is a short and sweet one, but one of my favorites, Power of Surrender card by Judith Orloff. And this one's really good. This one does not come with a guidebook, which can be frustrating for some people, but can also make it actually more simplified for people who are just starting out. This is one of the first decks that I got, and I found was really helpful because I didn't have to get into the nitty gritty. Like literally, it's a card that has a few sentences on it, and that's it. And basically, I would ask, what is it that I need to surrender today? And then I would pull one of those cards. Okay, so I'll show you how we do that. I will pull a Power of Surrender deck or surrender card for you guys first. Again, this is by Judith Orloff. And I typically shuffle 3 times. I'll do it more than that if I'm intuitively guided. Ooh, Donna, do you want to share what dowsing is? Sherry wants to know. So I typically shuffle 3 times. And then after I shuffle 3 times, I split the deck. If a card jumps out, that means it's for you. You can still pull a card if you'd like to, in addition to whatever card jumps out, but you don't have to. And then I spread them out like this. You can also spread them out just on the table or on a surface in front of you. And then I take a deep breath in, placing my energy on the cards, and just setting an intention to receive. Not allowing my ego to guide me at all, just allowing myself to receive wherever I'm guided at the time. And then you can do this 2 ways. You can keep your eyes closed and just kind of pick. I don't do that. I actually open my eyes and I allow the records, or I allow spirit to guide me to which one is calling to me. So sometimes it's right away, like this one right away was like, yep, that's the one that you want to pick, right? But sometimes it takes a while and you have to fan them out a little bit more and really allow yourself to feel into which one am I being drawn to choose at this time? And don't get too involved in your ego, like, well, how do I know if it's right? Just go with what feels right. And you think, oh, that one, I want that one. Okay, great. Give it a second, take a breath, see if you still want that one, right? Allow your mind, allow your eyes to scan or your hand to wander, and then you can choose the same one that you pointed out, or you can realize, you know what, that's where my mind immediately went. Maybe it's because I just saw it first, but I'm going to allow myself to pull what feels natural. Okay. Do you find that the cards can sometimes shuffle stiff, like the question you're asking isn't clear, or that perhaps the answer isn't black and white? Yeah. I don't find that any answers are really clearly black and white when it comes to the spiritual realm. I mean, sometimes in the records, I'd say I get the closest to that in the records because they will download specific protocols. But but yeah, it's funny because sometimes they do shuffle stiff, sometimes they get kind of stuck. And then I'll just kind of sometimes I'll put them down and I'll just mix them up like if I was playing Go Fish or something, right? And then I allow myself to get them all mixed up. But yeah, and I have to say that's true that sometimes when we ask questions, that's why I rarely ask questions and I just typically go for, hey, what guidance can I receive? Because, oh, and Jean, yes. Oh, sending you so much love. Let's all take a quick moment to send Jean some healing Reiki or some healing energy, just to lift her up and support her soul. We can all be here together, collaborating and supporting her as she's grieving, as she's supporting her mother's transition from this plane. And yes, I will absolutely pull a card for you, Jean, for sure. I'm going to pull Whispers of Healing for you. So I will do that after I pull this surrender card, okay? Well, I already pulled it. I just have to read it to you guys. Thank you for being here, Jean. Okay. And I'm just writing people down as you guys come in and say that you want a card. So if you guys want to start saying that, that's totally fine. And I'll get as many in as I can before 8 p.m. Eastern, okay? So this is a great one. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting, see, I can't read backwards. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. This is so beautiful. And I love this too because I actually have a free 5-day intensive that starts tomorrow. If any of you guys want to sign up, the link is in the description of this video, and I'll put it here in the comments later too. But it is all about transforming and invigorating our story, which means transforming those outdated beliefs, transforming that old conditioning, that energy that no longer serves us, anything that we may have been carrying from previous generations or from past lives, and being able to shift into an empowered new version of who we are, right? So, how timely, right? And tomorrow is the full moon in Cancer. My moon is in Cancer, so this is my lunar return. And Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. So what a nurturing, loving energy to be starting to do this work, right? Okay. So let me see who's piping in here about what you'd like. Okay. So Donna says I use a pendulum to douse with, but it's using charts to help you pinpoint stuff. Yes. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay. You're welcome, Jean. All right, Vanessa, I'll grab you a card as well. Nicole, I'm on it. Hi, Laura. How are you? And your cute little birdies and your cute little girls. I know they're not little anymore, but they look little. All right. It is a lovely card, isn't it? What message would Spirit like me to know? Yes, Carolyn. Sure, I'd be happy to pull a card for you, love. Rachel. She was a Cancer too? Oh, so wow. I mean, you're coming into such emotional energy already with this full moon in Cancer tomorrow because it's a water sign. So it's really bringing forward a lot of intuition and a lot of emotion and a lot of flow with the universe, right? But that's so beautiful that that energy is aligning right now. Okay, Heather, sure, love. I'd be happy to get you a card. Okay, so I'm going to stop writing down the card names for now, just because I want to. Yes, Sherry. I was like, where's Sherry? Um, I'm going to cut that off just for now because I want to make sure that we have time for everybody, and I really don't want to. Um, I don't want to cut any of the readings short just because I'm rushing. Okay. All right, friends. So that is one of the ways that I pull cards. It's the primary way that I pull cards. I don't do a lot of spreads, but if I do a spread, I typically do a past, present, future. Okay. So we're going to start with Jean, and I'm going to pull Jean a card from Whispers of Healing by Angela Hartfield. Again, we do 3 shuffles here. And I'm going to ask you, Jean, to take a really deep breath in and send me some of your energy, please. Place your energy on this deck of cards so we can infuse it with your love and light. I didn't know that, Sherry. Thank you for sharing, love. See, they're picky for you, Jean. They're like, keep spreading them out. I'm not ready yet. I want to find just the right one. Okay, it's one of these two. All right. We have your card, my friend. And the artwork on this is, it can be hard to see on the screen, so I'm going to show it to you, but it's very intricate and it's very beautiful. And she explains what the artwork means. So I'll show it to you. And as usual, when you pull intuitive or when you pull oracle cards, I want you to listen to your intuition first before I read to you what this card means from the book. Because it's really important to figure out what is it that's coming forward for me when I look at this image or when I look at this card. Not just what is coming forward in my mind, but how do I feel? How does it make me feel? Look at the colors, the rainbow of colors. It says commit to happiness. Okay, and then I'm going to read to you, and I'll hold it up again when we get to the point that she explains the picture. Okay, True happiness comes from within. It's hard to be happy when everything in your life seems to be falling apart. When you're facing a crisis, you may look for alternative ways to have more energy or be soothed. Pay attention to what you do to comfort yourself. Do you binge eat, drink too much coffee, or go on shopping sprees? Oddly, these activities are counterproductive to achieving happiness. You may be comforted in the moment, but in the long run, you're setting yourself back. It's difficult to feel happy when you're tense, overtired, depressed, or unable to exercise due to circumstances. You may feel lost, give up hope, or as if you will never feel well enough to achieve your dreams. Your life circumstances may have changed, but it's important to find something new that you can become completely absorbed in. Appreciate the good moments, up days, and the blessings in your life. Stop for a minute and reflect on the glimpses of happiness life is constantly giving you. Achieving happiness can mean working hard at being happy. Look at your situation realistically. Face the reality of your capabilities and limitations, and know you can be happy. And that's one of the biggest differences, whether we're grieving or we're feeling depressed or we're feeling frustrated or down or stuck. It's not that feeling that gets in the way unless we choose to sustain it and we stay in it for a long period of time. But it's knowing that, okay, I'm experiencing this and it's an emotion, it's energy, energy in motion, emotion. It will pass, right? But knowing that something better will come, right? That you can stay in that and you can even feel kind of crappy and yucky, but you still don't lose hope or faith in knowing that this is not something that's going to last forever. Take simple steps every day that make you feel in control and happy. It's up to you to claim your happiness. A rainbow colored goddess walks powerfully forward. There is sheer joy on her face as she moves toward a lush green meadow. A multitude of butterflies follows the goddess as if they are pushing her along. There are numerous energetic nudges encouraging you, pushing you towards happiness. Animals walk with the goddess, completely comfortable in her energy. Which animal did you notice first? I noticed the deer. That's what I noticed first. I don't even know if you guys can see the other ones. There may be more messages for you from this animal. The rainbow energy flowing from the goddess represents your chakras. Ensure your basic needs are met and your chakras are balanced. When you're working on happiness, try to balance yourself as much as possible. And I love that idea about basic needs. And I think that's so ideal for you with what we're processing and working through right now, Jean, because especially when we're talking about grief or we're talking about feeling low and stuck and right? Really looking to how do I comfort my inner child? How do I take care of my inner child? And what do infants need when they come into this world? They need food, they need water, they need rest, they need love, they need belonging, right? And so being able to focus on just those basic needs and being able to celebrate and appreciate you or appreciate that you are offering this to yourself. Okay? So I hope that serves you. This is so me. I'm glad that that resonated. It did sound like it was really aligned for you, Jean. Karen, I will write you down and hope that I have access to or time, I should say, to be able to access this message for you. They are beautiful, aren't they, Donna? And this deck kind of surprised me. Like I didn't expect it to be this fancy schmancy and on point, but I really, really like it. So, okay. And Karen, I'm very, very sorry to hear about your mother's passing, especially right before the holidays. So I will do my absolute best to be able to get you a card. Okay. All right, Beth, I will write you down. And if I have time, I will absolutely get to that for you for sure, my friend. All right, so Vanessa is next. I think there was only one person who indicated she definitely wanted whispers of healing. That was Carolyn. So the other ones I'm just going to pull intuitively unless you let me know in the comments. You're welcome, Jean. So I have Vanessa, then Nicole, then Laura, then Carolyn, just in terms of an order here. That's not the whole list. I'm just rattling off the next few if you guys have deck preferences. Okay, so Vanessa, I am going to pull one from the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. And this is a really good deck. It also has a guidebook with it. So we do our 3 shuffles, then we cut the deck. So take a deep breath in, my friend. Hi, Annie. Yes, if I have time, I absolutely will. Okay. And send me your breath, Vanessa. Hopefully I said your name earlier. I feel like I said Jean already, but I mean Vanessa if I said it wrong. Yeah, they're just like beelining for this one for you. Okay. Integrating the ego. Everything is for me, not against me. Everything is for me, not against me. And again, get an idea of what that image brings forward for you. And I will read you what the book says. These are short messages. Oh, thanks, Annie. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas too. I did have a wonderful Christmas. I still feel like it's Christmas. Between Christmas and New Year's, I still feel like it's Christmas. Okay. When your ego is integrated, there are no problems to fix or questions to answer. This is why I love intuitive work, because we're able to access so much clarity from spirit and about our soul's path and what we're meant for. And we don't have to rack our brains to figure out what's going on. There are just the aligned responses of the soul's reality, acknowledging life as fertile ground where greater expansion is revealed. What an awesome freaking message. I'm reading that again. There are just the aligned responses of the soul's reality, acknowledging life as fertile ground where greater expansion is revealed. Life as fertile ground. What does that mean to you guys? As you integrate your ego, every moment can be seen to be conspiring for your highest evolution instead of plotting against you. This mantra is ideal for overcoming victimhood, being more grateful, and becoming more forgiving. Yes, Sherry, I know. You'll celebrate Christmas all year if you can. So let me know if that serves you, Vanessa. I hope that spoke to you, integrating the ego and really allowing yourself to realize, I think a lot of my students feel confused when they first start working with their records about how do I bring through messages and which one's my ego and what's my intuition, right? And it takes time. It definitely takes time to understand the difference between the two. So patience is part of the process, but it's also realizing that you don't have to dismiss the ego entirely. You can integrate it, just like she was saying, or Matt Kahn was saying, he was saying in this card, right? You don't have to dismiss it. You just integrate it, because it's taking the knowledge and the understanding that we have of our 3D reality and of ourselves and our experience in this lifetime, in addition to what's coming from spirit, and putting the two together and allowing that to be a really wise message, right? Okay. So I'm shuffling these now as I'm chatting to get them ready for the next one so I can save time. All right, Nicole, Nicole, I am being guided to a whispers of healing for you. So take a deep breath in. I'm just going to get a drink of water. Water is an excellent conductor of energy. So I highly encourage you, anytime you're doing energy work, even if it's just card work, to make sure that you're drinking water. The records are in the 7th dimension, Rachel. So take a deep breath in, Nicole. Send me your energy. Oh, this image gives me all the feels. Number 2. That's the other thing too. I also look at the numbers on the cards. So some of the cards are numbered and some card decks are not numbered. But if they're numbered, you can also understand or look up the angel number or the numerology number and the meaning of it for yourself, okay? You're welcome. You're welcome, Rachel. Compassion. This is for Nicole. Can you see it? I'm trying to get it so that the light ring doesn't get in its way. But how freaking cool is that? She's part of the earth. She has like roots for her legs, and her hair is roots, and there's little bunnies around her and a bird. It's just a very cool, powerful image. All right. So during a healing challenge, it might seem counterintuitive to have compassion for someone who hurt you in the past. However, forgiveness is a vital step in your healing process. And if you've watched me before, you know that I don't believe healing can happen at all without forgiveness. Forgiveness has to be part of the journey, or it's not going to be long lasting. It's going to keep returning. because we're humans. We all have things or people or situations to forgive in our lives. Okay. Decide to let go of resentment. Feelings of hurt, suffering, being the victim, or wanting revenge are low in vibration and prevent you from making progress. Forgiveness carries a high vibration. Forgiving someone in your past will bring healing to you. You don't need to communicate an apology. Forgiveness is something you do within yourself. Once you decide to forgive, it can lead to feelings of tolerance, sympathy, and consideration for the person who hurt you. This card might be prompting you to consider any hurt or pain you may have caused others. Ponder the times when others have forgiven you. Forgiveness is a process. You may need to reflect on small offenses more than once and bigger offenses even more so. And I say this on a regular basis, right? Like forgiveness truly is, like it says here, it is a process and it has its own course and it will follow its own course. You can't force it to go faster, okay? So I did forgiveness work around a relationship in my life that was a very very close relationship to me, but I did forgiveness work around it and it took about 8 months of forgiveness work for me to really fully resolve that. And then when I did forgiveness work around my sexual abuse history, for it took like 2 months. And I would have thought that took so much longer. So we don't want to let our egos get in the way or our agenda or our thought of this is how long this should take and why am I not through this yet or why is this taking so long? Just trust that we don't necessarily see or understand the energetic cords that are connecting us to people or situations in our experience. And we may be more tied to something than we think we are. So just allow the process to unfold and give yourself some patience. One of the best ways to cultivate patience is, at least from an energetic perspective, is that when you're breathing really deeply, you pause at the bottom of the breath. So after you've exhaled, you pause and you hold there for as long as you can before you breathe in again. That's one energetic way to communicate to the subconscious mind and shift our energetic blueprint to cultivate greater patience for ourselves. Okay. So now I'm just going to tell you about the artwork. A dryad is connecting to a rabbit and a sparrow. The dryad's visible roots may signify the need to ground yourself. Try to look at a situation from a different perspective. The sparrow may indicate a situation being resolved in a creative manner. The rabbit signifies a beginning, as well as working out social differences. The orange and yellow hues may relate to the sacral and solar plexus chakras. The color green represents the heart chakra, where the major healing will occur in this situation. Reflect on how this card affects you. When you think of forgiveness, is there anyone specific that comes to mind? Where would the healing that comes with forgiveness be of benefit to you? So I hope that served you, Nicole. Let me know if you have any questions on that, okay? Yes, Rosie, I'll write you down. I'm not sure that I will have time, but I will write your name down so that if I get there, I get there. All right, Laura, your turn, beautiful. And let me know, guys, if you have a preference on Whispers of Healing, The Power of Surrender, or Matt Kahn's Healing Mantra deck. You're welcome, Nicole. And maybe heart chakra meditation is one of the things that is coming forward for you. Maybe allowing yourself to get into a deep state of meditation or the Akashic records if you work with them, so that you allow yourself to be in a really safe space, so that when you're doing the heart chakra work or heart chakra meditation, it can really soften and open up and allow yourself to be vulnerable but safely held. Okay, so that you can open up a little bit more of that lotus flower in your heart space more and more each time. Okay, so that's what's coming forward around that. All right, Laura, so I'm going to pull you a healing mantra card from the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. These are just pretty colors. They're all pretty pastel colors, and they make me very happy. Okay, so take a deep breath in, Laura, and send me some of your love. I got two that are peeking out here for you. Okay, they want this one. Processing grief. My losses prove how deeply I loved. My losses prove how deeply I loved. And just tune into the image on the card. And I want you all to remember that grief is not just about people who have passed. Not at all. Grief is about grieving. Like I just went through a long process of grief when I decided to close my traditional therapy practice, grieving that identity of who I was, that I identified as a therapist for 20 years, right? Grieving that that was where a lot of my pride came from, was attached to my job and how good I was at it and how successful I was. Grieving old versions of ourselves, grieving labels for ourselves, grieving relationships, grieving situations that we've been through. Okay. Okay, Sherry, sounds good. Yeah, Nicole, you should join me on the free 5-day intensive because we're going to be jumping into the records and doing a little work in there. So the link's in the description. All right. So I'm not going to make you wait any longer, Laura. I'll read you. I'll read you what the book says, and then I'll go back and answer Rachel's question. Okay. Processing grief. So when grief is processed, you are able to notice the maturity you've gained. Oh, that is so freaking true. I remember after my dad passed, it was one of the most mature, excuse me, greatest opportunities for maturing. Also, I'm getting a lot of throat chakra stuff coming up right now as I'm reading this card to you, Laura, which tells me that is there an area for you that you're having trouble expressing your truth, expressing yourself authentically, where you're holding back, where you're not advocating for yourself, where you're not being assertive or speaking boldly and clearly, even if it's in love, right? Okay, so even when you're losing the people, places, and things that once defined your sense of self, you're able to notice the maturity you've gained. As you process grief, you're able to celebrate how deeply you committed to love instead of holding a grudge toward those who left or couldn't love you back. Once grief is fully processed, it can ignite a deeper commitment to love. You know that your alignment with Source is not a matter of what comes or goes. It's determined by how much of yourself you're willing to share. There's the throat chakra stuff coming forward right there, for sure. This mantra is ideal for opening back up to love, rebuilding trust, and addressing heartache. So I hope that aligns. Okay, good. I'm glad that aligns for you. Yeah. I'm getting chills whenever my legs tingle, I know that's like a really big confirmation and that's what I'm getting right now. So I'm so glad that served you. And thank you so much for being here. Sending you so much love. Okay. So let me just answer Rachel's question here. And then Carolyn, you're next for Whispers of Healing. Let me know if you're still here. Got to drink lots of water after that throat chakra stuff. Okay. Do you know how to find one's soul planet of origination? Hell yeah. I did a whole course on it on Astral Travel. Are you kidding me? It's freaking awesome. Do you find many light workers, change makers come into dysfunctional families as part of their soul growth? 100% purpose, 100%. Yeah, of course. We're definitely here for a greater purpose. And we do not necessarily wake up to this aspect of who we are until we are handed this shit that's a wake up call, right? Whether it's a dysfunctional family, whether it's trauma, whether it's abuse, whether it's um, illness, trauma. Did I say trauma already? So for sure, absolutely. It's a wake up call because they want us to wake up and call us forward to be way showers. And we're way showers because we're then passionate to help others understand how this fits into their world so that we can encourage and help other people awaken in the same way. Okay. Oh, yay. I sent out the workbook at 5 p.m. Eastern, Nicole. So check your email. And I'm going to be sending out reminder emails for the intensive that starts tomorrow. So that workbook's going to be in every one of the reminder emails as well. So you'll be getting lots of emails from me. You'll probably be sick of me by the end of this week. Right? That grief card was boom. Yeah, baby. I loved it. Oh, Laura. Oh, I'm sending you so much love. A giant hug. I wish I could give you a giant hug. Your aura and connection is beautiful. Thank you, Jessica. Love you. Oh, yay, Carolyn. Good. Getting you a Whispers of Healing, my beautiful friend. Okay. Grief, loss. Yeah. Do you want to just keep listing all the things? Right, Rachel? All the things. And thank you for signing up too. I really appreciate you joining me. Yeah, Barbara, I'll put you on the list, honey. I don't know that I'll be able to get to you, but I will do my damnedest. I will. And this is something that it seems like everybody's loving. And I love it too, because, I'm not teaching. I just get to hang out with you guys and get to know you a little bit better, which just feels really good to me too. Okay, you're welcome, Nicole. All right, so this one is for Carolyn. Take a deep breath in, my love, and send me some of your breath, your life force energy. Another beauty, another earthy vibe we're getting here. Everybody ground. This is probably because the full moon in Cancer is coming tomorrow and it's a watery energy. And so the universe is like, ground your asses so you don't fly away into another dimension. Sensitivity. Sorry, I almost said serenity. I'm trying to go. I can never figure this out. There you go. In terms of how to hold the cards. Sensitivity. Being sensitive means you feel energy on a deeper level than most of the people around you. You may sense or know what other people are feeling or thinking. You may also take on the feelings or moods of those around you. Pretty much anybody here, listen in for this card because if you are here on this live, I guarantee you this will apply to you. You may find that your fears become amplified when your sensitivity is heightened. I actually find that my fears become amplified right before I'm about to level up in a very significant way and expand in a way that is greater than I could have imagined on a cognitive or conscious level. Oh, thank you, Sherry. I love you. All right, to heal this cycle, learn to confront your fears, right? Turn toward them instead of running away scared. Work toward getting to know yourself. Literally what I just posted today. Literally, just turn towards them. Get curious. Get curious about your fears. Allow them to teach you, right? Allow yourself to know yourself more intimately. It's a beautiful opportunity to have an incredibly intimate connection with yourself. You need to be aware of your feelings. You need to beware of your feelings so you can tell when you are being unduly influenced by the energy of others. Developing your intuition will help you manage energy that is not yours. Sensitivity is depicted in this image as a wood nymph. Her face is half hidden from view. The moss covering her face brings attention to your fears. The darkness around her face suggests a fear held in the mind. This fear may not be warranted. It is up to you to face your fears. The lightness shown at the nymph's solar plexus represents your personal power. This is a reminder that you hold the strength to overcome this and any other situation. Beautiful. I love this. And what was coming forward too, and this is funny because this is one of the things that we're going to be doing in the Invigorate Intensive is talking about like determining which fears are yours to carry or which of this heaviness or this density is yours to carry and which is not, right? To be able to identify that so that you can very clearly identify what is here for me to transmute and transform to weave into my new story of who I am going forward, and which do I just have to come to a certain acceptance of so that I can appreciate it and honor it as part of my story as it has unfolded so far, if that makes sense. So let me know if you have questions on that, Carolyn. It's a beautiful card. Very powerful images on these card decks. So let me know if you have questions or if there's anything coming up for you around that. All right, Rachel, you are next. Let me know if you have a specific deck that you are requesting tonight. I have Power of Surrender, Healing Mantra by Matt Kahn, and Whispers of Healing by Angela Hartfield. Yes, it's a really good way of doing cards. So many people do them, but I've never seen them done the way you do them. Oh, thank you, Rachel. That's so sweet of you. I just kind of riff, like I allow myself, I'm in the space of the Akashic records. And so, I allow them to be a prompt, but then I just kind of go off of them. Jessica, I'd like to look into my relationship with my 6-year-old son. How can I support him while balancing this spiritual growth? So Jessica, I will put your name down here. I don't believe that I'll be able to get to that on this live, but I would really love to welcome you. Oh, good. I'm glad you answered. Whispers of Healing. I'm on it. I'd really love to welcome you into the free 5-day intensive that I'm starting tomorrow. You can click on the link in the description here, and I can support you in working through that part of your story in that intensive. Okay, so I just shuffled Whispers of Healing, Rachel. Take a deep breath, my love, and send it over my way. They picked yours really fast. This is one of my favorite images. It's so beautiful. And again, you want to check out the image first and get an idea of what's coming forward from you before I read to you, okay? Your intuition is smarter than the book, okay? All right, breathe. Breathe. Look at that image, friends. How freaking awesome is that? So cool. When negativity surrounds you, create a space where you can take a few minutes of reprieve to regain rationality. Close your eyes and take a slow, deliberate breath. I emphasize deliberate. Be intentional. Energy flows where intention goes, friends. Visualize love and positive energy coming to you with each breath in. Imagine you are releasing fear every time you exhale. Take a moment now to practice breathing techniques. This can help you feel replenished. Now, who here can tell me what my favorite breathing technique is ever? Sherry, what's my favorite breathing technique ever? Let's see if you get it. If you don't, I'll tell you guys what it is. With effort, try to make your breaths a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. Longer, deeper breaths have a direct effect on your nervous system. It is human to take shallow breaths when you're in tense situations. Feel how much healing you can experience by being mindful of your breathing. Make sure that your exhale is longer than your inhale. Okay, guys? Especially when you're trying to release fear, make sure it's longer. All right, so I'm going to show you this image again so I can tell you. Aren't they gorgeous? I know, I love them. They totally surprised me. They came out of left field. All right. Mermaids and mammals in the ocean must surface to take a breath. This card comes as a perfectly timed reminder for you to stop for breath. When you learn to take long, slow, deep breaths, life takes on a new quality. You will be more able to appreciate the beauty around you. The mermaid reaches for the surface of the ocean, just as you reach to break the surface of old patterns. Beautiful! You can transform an aspect of your life by slowing down and breathing deeply. As you read this message, did you take a breath deep into your stomach and slowly release it? If not, do so now. So I hope that serves you, Rachel. And my favorite breath for really slowing down, really activating that parasympathetic nervous system and that relaxation response. It's not just deep breaths, but it's using alternate nostril breathing. So holding one side and breathing in, and holding the other side and breathing out. Another deep breath in on that same side, and out the other. It literally never fails to calm me down immensely because it constricts your airway in a way that you can't do anywhere else in your body. And just breathing through the nose in and out activates your paranasal sinuses, which also generates more nitric oxide. And nitric oxide acts as a vasodilator. So it expands the circulation in your system and it oxygenates the blood and assists your lungs with having greater access to oxygen. So it really, really allows your body, your basic functioning like respiration and your circulatory system to slow and calm and operate with more ease. Okay. So do it. Do it. Okay. Vanessa, I feel like I'm learning from every card you're pulling. Yes, right? I know, right? Spirit, I always say we don't find the Akashic records. We don't find this spiritual path. It finds us for sure. So you're here for a reason. Thank you for being here. Carolyn, thank you so much. Only question is, how do I confront fears? I only know the obvious fears, but I'm going to register. Yeah, do it, because really I'm going to take you through that process, hon. Like I'm going to take you through that whole process and show you how to do that in a very gentle, compassionate, and safe way so that you don't feel hesitant or like you're shaking in your boots, kind of restless, right? Okay. Deep breath. And I was noticing beautiful, beautiful. Okay, good. I'm so glad that served you, Rachel. Oh, good. You're welcome, Jessica. We do learn from every card for sure. Okay. So I have Heather and Sherry for sure before we end, and then maybe Karen and Beth. Let's see how much time we have. Good job, Sherry. I do like the pausing at the top, but for calming the anxiety or the fears, it's the alternate nostril breathing. And what I like about alternate nostril is you can combine it with any other breath. So my favorite thing, no, you didn't, Beth. I hope I get to you. I hope I get to you. You would probably be my last one if I get to you, but I have 3 people in front of you. And I'm glad that you're with your kids. Give them hugs and kisses. Enjoy all the snuggling. So I actually like pausing at the bottom of the breath so much because I'm not somebody who has a history of being super patient. I've gotten much, much, much better. My mother thinks I'm like the most patient person on the planet. But I, of course, am always interested in self-development and expansion. And so I love pausing at the bottom of the breath and just cultivating more and more patience for myself and my energy. So, all right, Heather, do you have a specific request? Whispers of Healing, Matt Kahn's Healing Mantra deck, or the Power of Surrender? I'm just going to do a few shuffles. Mimi, I don't think I'm going to have time for you tonight, love, but thank you so much for being here. I'm going to write your name down anyway, because I think it's really important to be able to call in healing energy for everybody who's present and really setting in the intention and the commitment for themselves to receive from spirit. So let me know, Heather. Otherwise, I'm just going to pull one intuitively. Anywhere you're drawn. I'm drawn to the Power of Surrender for you. And I know that one doesn't have a deck. I mean, I'm sorry, a book. But I think these are super, super helpful, powerful guiding cards. So take a deep breath, my friend. Send me some of your prana. Welcome to my world. Surrender defensiveness. Oh my gosh, I've had to work on this for years. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness, it says, which I don't necessarily agree with that because I don't think weakness is something that really exists. I think that everything exists for a purpose. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. You know, defensiveness is all about the ego. So I don't think it's a sign of weakness. I think it's a sign of awareness, right? It's a sign of awareness to help us realize, because that's what it is for me. When I notice myself starting to get defensive, I realize you're coming from the ego. You're coming from a space of trying to prove yourself to yourself, of trying to prove yourself to other people. And every time we're trying to prove ourselves to other people, we're trying to prove ourselves to ourselves, right? So it's really heightening my awareness around that so that I can sink more deeply into, I know who I am. I know that I am love. I know that I am wise. I know that I am here for a reason and that my purpose is vital and critical for this planet, for the expansion of the universe. And I remind myself who I am and that my path may differ from whoever I'm engaging with or the situation that I happen to be in. So communicating in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out. So one of my favorite mantras around this is less is more. Allow yourself to step back, right? And just speak less and observe more. Because as you observe and you allow somebody to just keep going without butting in and saying, oh, but, you know, to get defensive, then you allow this conversation, this message, this energy to unfold in the way that it is meant to from the person handing it over to you, right? We don't want to take away their lesson by butting in with our defensive response and our egoic agenda for what we want out of it. We're not really hearing the other person out in that situation. So I hope that serves you, Heather. Let me know if you have any thoughts or questions on that one. All right, Sherry Jones. You said I can pull whatever I want for you, right? I'm going to actually pull you a Matt Kahn tonight. I don't think I've ever pulled you one of those. So I'm going to pull you one of those. The Healing Mantra deck. Take a big breath in there, Sherry. Pause at the bottom for me to make me happy. Love the pause at the bottom. Okay, thanks, Beth. Hmm, pretty card. Greeting wellness. Oh, you're very welcome, Heather. Thank you for being here, honey. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Look at that pretty image, Sherry. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Greeting wellness. I like that. I like greeting wellness because wellness is the natural state of our being, right? We are meant to be well. So we're greeting wellness. We are returning to wellness. We are not finding it. We're not excavating it. We are returning to it. So we're greeting wellness as it stands in front of us at all times, right? When wellness is welcomed, you are taking responsibility for the upkeep and preservation of your body as your sacred vessel of spiritual growth. In balance, you may come to see how endless wanting only creates more things to want. When operating from patterns of instant gratification, you're likely chasing after happiness that is out of reach as your body remains out of balance. This is resolved by learning to care for the body physically, emotionally, energetically, and nutritionally. As your life comes into greater balance, you will likely sense true happiness, not as the end result of specific outcomes, but as the energy created by taking the time to truly care for yourself, right? So to be able to realize that when we're looking for instant gratification or when we're looking for, happiness or balance, right? We're not focused on a specific outcome. We're focused on the vibe that even just envisioning that outcome is the vibe that we feel when we take care of ourselves, that loving. And it says here, this mantra is ideal for cultivating self love, improving self worth, and letting go of compulsive tendencies, right? To realize that as we fuel ourselves and take care of our bodies deeply and intimately and compassionately, that's the self love that comes with that process and that feeling that we get when we do that for ourselves. That's the wellness. That's what leads us to wellness, not the actual outcome of, oh, okay, well, I did this and why haven't I lost weight, or why haven't I been feeling more flexible, or whatever it is that you're focused on doing for yourself. So let me know if that serves you. Thank you so much for requesting a card. All right, I'm going to do two more here and then we're going to close up for tonight. Karen and Beth. So Karen, if you have a specific card you'd like, please let me know. I have Healing Mantra by Matt Kahn, Whispers of Healing by Angela Hartfield, and The Power of Surrender by Judith Orloff. I've learned so much from your session. Oh, you're so welcome, Rachel. Oh, yes, I hear you. There's a lot of controversy out there about the COVID vaccine, for sure. Okay. So I know that Beth doesn't have a preference, and I will just go with what comes forward for Karen. I'm really feeling that con again for Karen. So I'm going to pull one of those. All right, take a deep breath in, Karen. Hopefully you're still here. Send me your love to these cards. Oh, great, you are here. I'm so happy. Thank you for sticking with us, my friend. All right, Karen. Oh, this is so in alignment with my 5-day intensive about transforming and rewriting your story, rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. You're welcome, Sherry. Rewriting the subconscious. When the subconscious is rewritten, you are able to feel good on a regular basis, regardless of the way life unfolds. In rewriting the subconscious, you reverse the gravitational pull of conditioning to become more familiar with the virtues of goodness. As goodness becomes more known, the opposite vibration of negativity can become a less frequent visitor in your reality. This mantra is ideal for relieving guilt, releasing shame, and finding joy and new beginnings. Thank you, Dina. I so appreciate you being here. Right? And it's hard because sometimes we don't know what's in our subconscious, right? Like we don't know what's there. So yeah, I'll get the link for you, Rachel. I'll grab it now. We don't know what's there. And that is what we're going to be doing in this free intensive is I'm going to be teaching you how to bring forward information from your subconscious. And you can also always get that information from, deep transcendental meditation, the Akashic records, etc. All right, I'm posting it now, Rachel, so you can grab it. All right, so let me know if that serves you, Karen. There was something else in here. I just want to make sure. I love this idea of when we rewrite the subconscious, you reverse the gravitational pull of conditioning to become more familiar with the virtues of goodness, more familiar, because that's what we came into this world with, right? We came into this world with knowing those virtues of goodness. That was part of the fabric of who we were, right? And who we are. But it's just we have this gravitational pull towards the conditioning because our physical bodies and planet Earth is a level of dense energy that doesn't exist in the universe, right? And so when we come here and we operate and embody this density, we get pulled from that virtue of goodness and that lightness of being that we're used to as souls, right? So this path is about returning to that and being able to cultivate both at the same time, right? That density of physical being in addition to our spiritual lightness. Hi, Angie. Good to see you, honey. I hope you're well. All right. So one more reading here for Beth. She said that she doesn't care. Yay! Welcome, Rachel. Welcome, welcome. And you will tomorrow morning at around, I think it's 11:15 a.m. Eastern, you will get, because I already sent out the schedule and the workbook for the free intensive. So you'll get that around 11:15 a.m. tomorrow morning. Another email is going to go out with the link for the live in addition to the workbook, and the schedule for the rest of the week will be attached. Okay. All right, Beth, I'm really feeling whispers of healing for you, my love. So I'm going to pull one of those for you. All right, I think I shuffled it, but I'm just going to do a couple other shuffles to be sure. Okay. All right. Send me some breath, Beth. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Get a little punchy at 8 o'clock, right? After a holiday. All right. I'm getting a little picky for you there, Beth. Getting very particular about the message they want for you. Oh, this is so freaking pretty. It might be hard for you to see, so let me know. But it's it's an angel. I think it's an angel. I'll read it in the book, but it's certainly a female riding a Pegasus, and there's flying geese next to her, and angels and cherubs and birds. Oh, that's okay, Heather. I don't think you can sign up twice, so I think you're good. And this is number 20. So just identify that. You can look up the number if you want, but identify what comes forward for you before I read this. Okay. Oh, Rachel, God bless you. You're a rock star, my friend. Work on releasing your fears and learn to affirm the good in a situation. Positive emotions are linked to effort, focus, energy, and inspiration. Your emotions and actions influence your body. They can raise or lower your energy and impact your physical body and health. Positive thinking will enhance your energy. Fake it until you make it. That is, you may not feel happy or powerful, but act as if you are. I tell my clients this all the time. Don't wait until you're feeling it to do it. Don't wait until you're feeling it to take action. Do what you know is aligned, and I promise you the emotions will come, right? We shift actions first, then cognitions, our thoughts, right? And then we shift, then our emotions follow, okay? And I don't know if I read the word on this card, modify. I think I did. When you make the adjustment and act as if you are happy, your mood will shift positively. One of the tools that actually comes from dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT, is just putting a smile or a half smile on your face and being able to hold that. Because just as our physical bodies respond to our thoughts and emotions, our emotions and our thoughts respond to our physical bodies. So we can really use our physical bodies as tools to teach and modify and rewire our thoughts and emotions. Take steps to create positive change as you adjust to your new life. Are you holding on to past situations and dwelling on them? Be willing to release the past and let yourself change your thinking. It's important to remember that your soul is having a physical experience. Your physical body is not your soul. Work to embrace this belief, and it will transform your attitude toward many things in life. A maiden flies on the back of a Pegasus amidst birds and angels. It is believed that Pegasus came from Atlantis. He represents the time of new consciousness. The angels bring awareness to how your thinking influences your world and what you have no control of. If you're stuck when it comes to modifying your viewpoint, call on your guardian angels. Angels can help you find the positive in any situation. The group is moving into the dawn of a new day. Fine tune your thoughts, quiet your mind, and listen for your intuition. The feathers and wings acknowledge you have the freedom to push through this period. Yay! What beautiful cards tonight. I'm so excited about the decks that I pulled to bring forward for today. And I'm super, super thankful for all of you who are present here. I loved engaging with all of you, getting to know you a little bit more. I'm sending so much love and light to those of you who are grieving, and to any of you who need it right now, just sending some Reiki energy, knowing that Reiki and universal energy always goes where it's meant to and where it's ready to be integrated. So just take a couple deep breaths in and receive this, allowing it to sink into your heart space, allowing yourself to receive from the universe. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys will join me for my free 5-day intensive. I'm feeling all the vibes. And I'm just so excited to just bring forward this aligned information from the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records downloaded this entire thing and brought it forward saying, this is what the world needs right now. This is what people need to hear and to heal. And I bless you all for being present and committing to yourselves by being here on this live and receiving from the universe. And I will be here next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time again, Therapeutic Wisdom from the AKASH. Thank you for joining me, and have a beautiful, beautiful week and a happy new year. Talk to you soon. Bye.